Hello guys and welcome back to another Eagle gameplay. This time you can see I have ascended, essentially. My ice pack setup is just next level. Like a true gamer, I can use both hands to bring you guys some Eagle gameplay. So this time we are playing Eagle together with Goat and Boar. Man, I need a long time to remember the name. Against Horse, Red and Bear. Yeah, in this matchup we already can say that we are still having the early advantage. Like all of our clans can rush pretty easily, while their Horse and Red and even Bear have a hard time to defend an early rush. But yeah, that's why we want to go 801 for sure. So we have an open ruin, which is pretty nice. Open ruins are not that important for Eagle as it is for Wolf, so we still have to clear with extra hours. Anyways, but we have 2 wolves on our iron tile, which means we have our 5 iron for our chief. First cache that spawns always has 3 iron. So only thing missing is gold, which we have on a ruin for. A ruin, sorry. Also, which is pretty nice that we have like 2 food sources on our iron, which we are clearing right now. Which means that we get 60 food, which is big stonks. So we're gonna take our low turn now. So we want to work our lower master. Our cache is almost spawning. And it's always gonna be in one of the surrounding tiles of your main. No exception. So because we want to have this chief early, we're keeping the scouts in the middle without them doing anything right now. We essentially have our gold now. We go for second X-Raw, which I'm not so sure of. Except it has... Does our cache have coins? I mean crowns. I'm not so sure, I didn't see. But I'm sure I've considered everything and saw everything. So there should be no problem. First cache has gold, right? Oh, I'm so excited right now. You know, in Germany we have these things called Überraschungseier. And like there's always some kind of plastic trash in there. But sometimes it's also maybe nice things. So it was Grins after all. Why did I doubt myself again? I mean, if it was Lore, then it would have hurt a little bit, because we would have needed a lot more time to get our chief. But of course, it's all calculated. It's all calculated in the end. Alright. So we have our chief. We should clear our teammates right now. Except there's something spicy on there, which it is It's kinda not, but I mean, it's lore. Lore is okay. But if it was a shipwreck, I personally, as Lars in the voice, would have cleared this later, maybe. But I'm just Lars in a voice, you know. I don't have much to say. So we go for foraging because we see a wolf den, which we can close almost immediately. We would go for foraging anyways because we kind of want the stone of the wolf dens. We have a bird there, which is also pretty interesting. Which also could actually heal the bird up if you take the tile after you clear it. But it doesn't fully heal. Like you need one extra attack of some neutral or wolf, for example. Like you would need to... You would essentially need another attack into the tile so you get the bird. One clear doesn't fully heal it, sadly. But it would also be pretty OP. But you can manipulate it in that case, that you clear it and then leave the neighboring tiles open. So sometimes in the near future, some neutral will attack into it. Except if it's bears. Bears? Bears. Man, I'm really struggling with that word. Okay. But just as I say, I'm just as in a voice. So of course my English is not as great. If you're wondering why I didn't use my telepathy skills in my stream, that has a very easy answer to it. It's that I had to watch a YouTube tutorial beforehand. Like, didn't actually know about my superpowers until right now. So we're clearing our team mines right now. It's October, it's kind of late, but it's sometimes we just have to deal with it. We are not taking the resources from the caches from our goat. We did take the lore and stone tile of the boar, but that's because the boar doesn't need stone, especially in a rush. We kinda need stone to be able to scout, because scouting is of course our job in this matchup. We were a little bit lucky that no wolf respawned there. And wolf den that just closed. We have to go for our woodcutter now because else we don't have wood for the winter. It's also a big pain for Eagle. But yeah, remember to build our woodcutter. That's gonna be fine. So as Eagle, if you happen to have something that is wounded, like for example you got sick, a little bit sick, you can always use the wounded to scout, because scouts don't get a debuff on scouting if they are wounded. So that is exactly what I'm doing right there, as you can see with the scout on the wolf den. And we can also clear the kobolds right here. Can use a little bit of micro to reduce the damage that we are taking. Even use the X-thrower to bait them back again. So me personally, as Lars in his voice, I would group my scouts, like as Eagle. With your scouts you can like always use them as a pair of twos. They can do everything together, which is pretty cute, if you ask me. Like obviously scouting you can do even with more than two, but you can close dance, you can scout runes with two. So it makes sense to group them as pairs of two, which I don't see myself doing here. I'm doing it now, at least with these two. The other one is does not have a short key. So that just makes it a little bit easier to keep track of where your scouts are if you're grouping in as two. So now we just need a little bit of wood till we can scout. We have our 200, which is also really nice. So we upgrade our main to get a little bit more warband. Use a little trick there to get to 5 buildings so we can upgrade our main. But we actually need the wood to scout. To upgrade our scout camp, I mean. And we are almost scouting enemy. We are not forged yet, which is usually what happens if you don't have the right caches. Like Eagle in general is a little bit more dependent on luck, actually, I would say. Like where your caches spawn, what the map looks like in comparison to Wolf. But if you have enough wood, if you have enough food, if you get 200 early, then you can surely even maybe forge in winter. But sometimes it's just not possible. So he's pulling all his pop. And our X-thrower is gonna live to it. Live to see another day. Actually focusing the tower, kind of, which is not ideal. But it seems to be only horse. Focusing our chief, they're getting very low. But they are not forged, so it's fine, we can just run. We took, of course, Rapine because we kind of want the value of taking tiles. Like, we don't have a lot of warband, but that's because the map wasn't so eagle favored. Not much runes. So we didn't have our we don't even have our gold economy up yet. That's also just very normal. Like as wolf you would have more here, but also the value of eagle scouting makes up for it, I think. And you can be lucky and just have the right map and you're just straight up stronger from the start. But yeah, this game seems to be GG. Like, horse tapped out. He didn't wait for his mates. He just went in, just went straight in. And yeah, they don't tap out, so still have some gameplay left. Nice X-row micro there. And yeah, that should be GG. But they are a type of bitter ender. In StarCraft, which is another RTS, they would take, you can actually, if you're playing Terran, you can actually float your command center and make it float to over the river, like on the edge of the map where no one can hit it. And then you actually have to build air units to kill it, which you probably wouldn't have. So it just delays the game even more. That's what you can do in StarCraft, which is also pretty hilarious. This is the Northgard equivalent of floating your main to the edge of the map. Always go trading post for Eagle, by the way. Trading post just gives straight up more money. And you can trade away your stone or your iron with your teammates. Which you will float. You will float either iron or stone in the late game. And you don't actually need the lore of the ships. There are some lures that are good for Eagle. Like if you can get to recruitment for late game, it's pretty nice to get your eco back up if you lost the fight, or if the fight was close. But other than that, just straight up middle and foraging. So yeah, thanks for watching, and let me know if you enjoyed the inner voice.